Welcome back. Now, Sun International's interim headline earnings per share has shot up by 60.5%. This as the group benefits from structural shifts in the gaming industry, with Sunbet's income increasing by nearly 71% during the period. Now, shareholders reap the benefit in a dividend of 172 cents per share, reflecting an increase of 6.8%. And joining us for a closer look at the performance is company CEO Ulrik Bengtsson. Ulrik, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. Now, the group, of course, has described the reporting period as solid, delivering double-digit earnings growth, and that really being boosted by Sunbet. Just walk us through your analysis of the 6 months that was as we get started.
Sure, thank you for that. Yes, we had a solid quarter. I mean, the headline income was up 6.7%. We had good growth in our Sunbet business, which 70%, which we're very happy with, and we also had good development in our Sun Slots business that actually is growing as well, and it's very pleasing to see. The continuing and adjusted EBITDA is actually up 1.1%, and we do face some challenges in our land-based casino business, where market is down 3.75%, but we are doing better than the market. But we also have identified a few opportunities in improving the actual operations of that business.
And we'll get into that land-based casino business in a bit. I want to talk further about the growth we are seeing in Sunbet. As you mentioned there, net income really rising and underpinning the performance over the past 6 months. Talk to me about the growth trajectory we are seeing there. And perhaps we can also talk about investments and whether you are putting aside more capex spend into that business. We can chat scaling as well. I can imagine that costs around digital infrastructure also come to play.
Yeah, thank you. Trajectory for Sunbet, we are optimistic. Obviously, the digital shift in society more broadly gives us a tailwind also for our Sunbet business. But as the market grows in absolute terms, perhaps the percentage numbers will sort of adjust somewhat. But we do see continuing growth in this business over the next while, and it's very positive to see. On the investment side, well, most of the cost in the online business today is actually variable. We don't have an in-house built technology platform of that sense. But as we set this part of the business up for future growth and to be able to take market share over a longer period of time, we are reassessing the technology and product investment as well.
And I'd like to get your sense of what you are making of the online gaming industry in the country. A fast-growing industry is what we are seeing. And just, I guess, your sense outside looking in, what have you made of, the red tape in the country and also concerns around responsible gaming?
Well, red tape, it's too early for me to weigh in on that, to be honest. But in terms of the online growth, we have some real big trends in society more broadly, right? And digitalization is one of them. Whether now we're talking about gambling, but you could be talking about most other parts of society. So I think it's pretty natural that this gravitates to online and your phone as well. And we are well positioned to capitalize on that. That business grows and it creates employment opportunities around digital marketing, technology, product, and so forth and so forth. So I think it's positive overall for both for the group and for society. We want to be very responsible in how we deliver this product. We think it's very important for the sustainability of the business to be a responsible operator. This type of product, if you look around the world, the best way to govern it is through responsible listed companies that is governed by shareholders and regulation, but also through a balanced gaming regulation that takes both the company and the tax man and finally the customer into account to make sure that everyone has an environment that they can operate in. The customer needs to be protected. The company needs to be able to provide a sustainable product and offering, and the taxman, of course, needs to get what the taxman needs.
Mm-hmm. And you touched on the pressure we are seeing in the land-based casinos. Talk to me about the strategy there. Are you reassessing the strategy? What's your plans to get, I guess, growth back on track there?
That's the right question, and we are, like I said, we are operating in an environment that is facing a bit of headwinds, given that the market is down 3.75%. But we have also seen that there are operational challenges that we have had that we should be addressing and that we now are addressing. It's everything from how effective we are in converting the existing footfall we have to our properties, to sort of the investments in machines and the machine mix on our casino floors, and also around our table games business, pricing as well as sort of operational procedures that can all be sort of optimized and improved. So I'm quite optimistic that we will find ways to do a little bit better in that business as well.
Mm-hmm. And let's move over to the resorts and hotels portfolio. What are you seeing on that front? I mean, you touched on, yes, the economic environment is difficult at the moment, but are we seeing travel taking place? Are we seeing a business travel taking place and conferencing also taking place on that front?
Well, our rooms and our food and beverage business is actually doing quite well, and particularly in Sun City, we are hopeful of the trends that we are seeing. Some of that can be attributed to exactly what you talk about, which is conferencing. The G20 and surrounding conferences around that has been helpful for us.
Mm-hmm. There's also been pressure in the Western Cape with Table Mountain being closed for renovations. I can imagine that it's had an impact on the portfolio. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we're changing the business model on Table Bay, where we now will be an hotel operator and not an owner of that property.
Okay.
But we've also had some other challenges around our Grand West property, where there's been some roadworks and some other local disruption, but they are temporary in nature.
And in terms of travelers, what are you seeing in your portfolio? Are we seeing more international travelers occupying rooms, or are we seeing local travelers occupying rooms?
The international market is showing growth. The mix of target markets are changing somewhat, but we are seeing some growth in international travel. So, and that is absolutely one of our focus areas to keep bringing international conferences and clients to our properties.
Now, with the Peermint deal falling through, Ulrik, talk to me about whether the group is still eyeing M&A action over the next 6 months or so.
Obviously, we have a very strong balance sheet, and that provides us with opportunities to review how we spend our money in investing in existing business, organic growth, or through acquisitions. We are open to acquisitions should they be accretive and be the right ones. And then finally, of course, we also have the opportunity on how we return money to our shareholders.
And I know you've also faced headwinds with the Competition Commission, and I'd like to get your sense on whether you do think that then the regulatory environment from that sense is supportive of M&A activity in the industry.
I wasn't part of that process with Peermont, so it's a bit too early for me to weigh in on that, to be honest. We were in a situation where the backstop date in our agreement expired, and we came to a mutual agreement to terminate the transaction on the back of that.
All right, let's leave it there then, Ulrik. Thanks so much for your time and just taking us through the 6 months that was for Sun International. That was the CEO of Sun International, Ulrik Bengtsson.